New Dicky going live. Am I the asshole for getting our own hotel room after our friends expected us to sleep on bunk beds? I'm gonna read you. Normally when there's edits at the top, I'll skip those and then come back to them. But I want to read this to you because this is the whole reason that I wanted to read. This is the whole reason I wanted to read this post in the first place, was this edit. To the weirdos private messaging me, if the only thing you focused on out of this I don't know how many words long paragraph is the one sentence about 2 days without sex, you need serious help. If a mod sees this, please close the comments. All right. So basically, my 26 female and my boyfriend, 27 male, went to Orlando Universal for a weekend for one of our friends' birthdays. 3 couples in total. Let me preface this by saying that there are 2 rooms. One room had 2 queen-size beds in it, and the other had just 1 bed. Obviously, birthday girl and her boyfriend slept in the one room, and her boyfriend's brother and his girlfriend were going to stay in the other room with my boyfriend and myself. This was planned beforehand. As soon as we got to the hotel, my boyfriend and I were checking out the room, and I said, "So which bed do you guys want?" And the brother said, "What? No way," and claimed the entire double room, basically implying that he wanted privacy to bang his girlfriend all weekend. I said, "Wait a minute, where are we supposed to sleep?" They said, "The bunk bed's in the hallway." Wow. Holy shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you kidding me? Hands. Hands. You're catching hands. I didn't even notice them, but basically there were 2 twin-sized bunk beds in the tightest squeeze of a hallway, and they expected us to sleep on those when there was a perfectly sized queen bed in one of the rooms. I would have fit on one perfectly fine because I'm small, but my boyfriend would have definitely been uncomfortable. We also would have had to share the bathroom, which was inside their room. So how would we go about using it in the middle of the night when their door locked, or in the morning waiting for them to wake up? Mind you, I've been on vacation multiple times with many friends, and we've always shared rooms, couples and everything, so this threw me off. If a couple needed privacy, we'd let them be for a bit and just hang out in the living room. Also, you really can't spend 2 days without sex? I thought about it and I just decided to get our own room. This put a damper on the whole vacation because birthday girl wanted us to all to be together, and my boyfriend, though he stood by me publicly, later told me I was being an asshole. Break up. Break it off with that man. Spineless coward man. Spineless wet noodle man. Wet noodle boyfriend. Wet noodle boyfriend. What? If you want to choose the next keyword for the next Am I the Asshole post search, type Bingus into the chat. Bingus. All right, winner is gender. Hardly know her. Gender. What's our keyword search? Pokemon. We could do Pokemon. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my seats and being crass about it? I, 36 female, flew home for Thanksgiving this week and got an early flight this morning, so I would be able to do laundry tomorrow and relax before going back to work. I'm a plus-size woman. The cause was finally diagnosed after 3 years of weight gain. I've lost 4 pounds in the last 4 weeks. So when I booked my flights, I spent extra money and booked 2 adjacent seats, so whoever had the 3rd seat in my row would not be squished up in my business. Flying out was great. The other person in my row was cool, and we shared the middle seat and snacks and played Pokemon on our Switches and visited each other's Animal Crossing islands. Flying home was where things became a bit more problematic. I was settled in my pair of seats, and a gentleman tried to sit his daughter, about 12, not a waif, nor was her overweight dad, in my middle seat, where my bum is taking up a good 1/3 of the middle seat. I said politely, "I'm sorry, that seat is booked. Your daughter can't sit there," while putting my hand on the other 2/3 of the seat. He immediately complained that he hadn't been able to book seats together. He needed to sit with his daughter. I shrugged and said, "I'm sorry, but it wasn't my problem. That wasn't his seat." He called over a stewardess to complain. I explained my situation and showed my pair of tickets, and the flight attendant offered to comp my extra seat. I said no thank you, I needed the extra room, and waved to where my bum was partway into the middle seat. Stewardess came back 10 minutes later with a wife from a couple who agreed to switch seats so the man could sit with his daughter, but not without attempting to shame me for not being willing to help out a dad in need and commenting about how selfish I was. Edit, the woman who switched seats was rude, not the stewardess. The stewardess was nothing but polite. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I said, I booked early and I booked 2 seats together because, to put it plainly, I'm fat. His 2 seats were separate seats. How exactly do you propose I split my fat ass in half to sit one half in one seat and the other half in his other seat? Queen. The woman turned red in the face and bitched at me for being disgusting. I replied that his lack of planning was not my emergency, and she scowled at me for the entire rest of the flight. When I told my folks about it after I landed, my dad thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. My mom yelled at him for encouraging him and said I should have been more willing to help out a dad with a kid when I had 2 seats. Other people's kids are not your problem. You paid for those 2 seats to accommodate yourself. I mean, the crass part was being like, what do you want me to do, split my ass? Yeah, these folks were absolutely body shaming. Crass maybe, but I'm down for returning the same kind of energy you're given. 100%. This is the year. This is the era of not taking the high road, of not being the bigger person. Be the smaller person. Match their energy. Show them exactly why they shouldn't be such a fucking dick all the time. Make them afraid again. Politeness is out the goddamn window. I'm fucking tired of people taking advantage of kindness, seeing it as weakness. No. About iced coffee is the next term. You know what, Logan? That's so true, yeah. Or what have we done just coffee? Nope. Apparently we've done a lot of coffee posts. A lot of the top coffee. Let's try iced coffee. Am I the asshole for getting my sister expelled from school? I, 14 male, recently got my twin sister, 14 female, expelled from school after reporting her for the bullying she did. I don't think I did anything wrong, and my grandpa, 72 male, is on my side, but my parents, 40 male and 40 female, think I betrayed my sister. My sister has never been the nicest person. She got in trouble for bullying in elementary school and earlier in middle school, and gotten detention and ISS before, but this is the worst punishment she's gotten so far. She can be mean to our siblings and cousins if she wants to, but we're in 8th grade now. A few weeks ago, I was playing basketball outside during lunch, which we're allowed to do. Me and my friends were having a good time when we saw a boy crying on the grass. Me and my friends went to see what was wrong. This boy was telling us about how he was being bullied by a group of kids for being preppy. He posts skincare routines on TikTok, Starbucks iced coffee, generally seen as more feminine male aesthetic. Kids were calling him gay and the F slur when he's not gay. We told him we thought he was cool. He started discussing skincare and fashion with us. We don't know much about it, so me and my friends were trying to talk about Nike and stuff about fashion. We did know, mostly sports and stuff. He actually knew quite a bit about it. Said he's started taking courses at a local college about fashion history. He's also in 8th grade, like us. After we calmed him down, we asked him if he wanted to play ball with us, and we were amazed at how good he was. He said he's not really into sports, but he was naturally good, had us playing our hardest, and scored against a few of us when playing in teams. We encouraged him to potentially try out for the team in high school. He said he'd consider it. Over the few weeks, we've started to hang out with him more and more, and we were at the park playing with him, and he dropped his phone. One of my friends picked it up and unintentionally opened up the messages on Instagram since he got a notification for it. He saw someone text him homophobic stuff. The boy noticed my sister was one of the kids sending him the messages. We told him it wasn't okay and we'd go to AP with him. My sister and her friends was called into the office and they all got a bunch of trouble. It was her, 3 other girls, and 2 other boys, one of which was her boyfriend. My sister was the ringleader and the cruelest, so she got the harshest punishment and was expelled. My mother and father said I shouldn't have gone to AP and instead talked to them. My grandfather has a different perspective since he was involved in progressive activist groups in his teen years and college years, and while he's straight, he saw his gay friends get bullied and was horrified about what she was doing, even though it was to a straight boy. My sister is calling me an asshole, a snitch, and says she hates me. My friends are reassuring me we did the right thing. This reads all fake to me, like pre-written in a huge way, but if true, hell yeah. I think we're gonna do another giveaway for a keyword search. PQ, what's our search term? Summer. The top summer post. Am I the asshole for keeping my website up after being asked to remove it? 55-45 in favor of not the asshole. Okay. Back in November 2018, this was posted 5 years ago, so 2019, I was arrested at work in front of my boss and coworkers. It was the most humiliating thing I've ever experienced. I later learned at the police station that I was being charged with multiple felonies. This came as a huge surprise. Luckily, I was able to keep my wits and lawyer up instead of speaking with the detective. For $13,000, which completely wiped my savings, I was able to retain a criminal defense attorney. However, it cost me everything, and I was unable to pay my bond. This resulted in me staying in jail for a total of 54 days. At a status hearing, my attorney presented video evidence of me gassing up my car 3 hours away from where the crimes took place, and I ended up having all of my charges dismissed. When I finally got out, I learned that I had lost my job, was in the process of being evicted, and my son was in another state's care. His mother is a heroin addict, and I haven't spoken to my parents in nearly 15 years. They wouldn't let him go to my girlfriend because they didn't consider her family. Since my release, I've learned that I can't sue the police, and no one gives a shit that I was locked up for 54 days because the detective did poor investigation work. I've gone to the local press about this and was told that what happened to me happens quite a bit. They took down my info but never followed up. So what I did was create a website sharing my story. I also uploaded the police report and some other documents from the story. Literally the only reason why I was arrested was because an eyewitness said they saw me. If the detective had done his job, he could have verified that I wasn't even in town on the day the crimes took place. This is what pisses me off the most. My life was ruined because of a lazy employee. I'm writing this now because my website is now ranked number 2 on the first page of search results when you type in my town's name. I live in a touristy town and we attract a lot of visitors over the summer. My web traffic has more than quadrupled, and apparently it's gotten someone high up's attention. I received a cease and desist letter recently, which I showed to my attorney. He said sharing my experience online isn't illegal and that everything I had stated was a fact or my own opinion, protecting me from a defamation lawsuit. Yesterday, I received a visit from 2 officers and the detective who had arrested me. He apologized, stating, "Mistakes can happen." Then they talked to me about my website and asked if I could remove it. I said I would delete it on the condition that the detective leave his job and never do police work again. Suffice to say, that isn't happening. After the visit I received, I'm more pissed off that the only reason the detective apologized to me was to get me to take down my website. I don't plan to, and the only one supporting this is my girlfriend. My friends think I'm being spiteful and have suggested that I just delete it. Fucking get rid of your fucking friends. Your friends fucking suck ass. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? These motherfuckers that have too much goddamn power ruined your life over fucking nothing, and your friends are saying, "Oh yeah, take that shit down, you're being spiteful?" Spiteful? Tell them to shut the fuck up! Anyway, not the asshole at all. Then there's an update. Holy crap, thank you for the outpour support, everyone. Never thought posting this in an online community was going to reach the right eye so quickly. I had written this on a lunch break, was completely blown away and brought to tears when I checked back in after work. Several people reached out with helpful resources, including a litigator on Reddit who put me in contact with a colleague who practices in my state. Apparently there is precedent and people who have won against the state, although it did take several years. My intent was to answer more questions since I wasn't able to do that while at work. I was going to post the website as that has been a popular request. However, I've been told not to continue further discussions beyond what I have already posted if I wish to pursue a civil suit. Just a couple things I want to address in my update here. Some people are saying I'm leaving out details. My original post was much longer, but there's a 3,000 character limit imposed. I had to delete a lot of things from my initial draft, so I apologize if it looks like details have been left out. I did try to make sure everything that was relevant was kept. Lastly, my son is now back with me. Oh, thank God. There was a lot of paperwork and even a court hearing, but we're back together now, and that's what counts. Winner is Super Andiness. Andy, is that your keyword? Tap? Just TAP? I'm playing tavern games, but also it could be so many things. Best variety. Okay. Well, the top tap post. Am I the asshole for telling another gym member to wear a bra? I, 25 female, fucking hate wearing bras. They're uncomfortable, constricting, and expensive. With work from home, I spent the last year and a half basically never wearing a bra and got used to it. Quite frankly, my boobs are non-existent anyways. I recently started going to the gym again and started working out braless. I should note that up until now, no one has ever pointed out anything wrong with me not wearing a bra. However, in the middle of a set of squats, yes, mid-squat, a guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder to get my attention, taps, there it is, and tells me that my nipples are poking through my shirt. I get really irritated because why the fuck is this guy staring at my nipples in the first place and then stopping me mid-set to inform me? I get really annoyed, try to finish my set, but then this fucker literally grabs the bar as I ascend and re-racks it for me. He claimed it looked like I was having trouble with the last rep, and then he had come over to make sure I could do it, then noticed my nipples. I'm really fucking pissed off at this point and told him I didn't need his help finishing my set, and why the fuck was he looking at my chest in the first place? He said he was going to spot me, but then noticed my chest and thought it'd be inappropriate. I pointed out that the safety bar was set, so even if I did fail the set, he wasn't needed. But he just insisted people at gyms look out for each other and that going forward, I should probably wear a bra so that other people wouldn't get uncomfortable and that it may help me stay more balanced in my squats. I'm literally the only girl at the weights section of the gym at the moment, and the other guys who were squatting and failed sets never have to worry about this shit. I've seen guys fail multiple sets in a row and no one ever rushes to their aid. But I have a very slight pause and everyone thinks I need rescuing. I'm now really annoyed and also kind of uncomfortable that this guy I've never spoken to in my life thinks he's helping me and then has the audacity to tell me how to dress. So I tell him, you have bigger boobs and nipples than I do. Maybe you should wear a bra so people don't get uncomfortable and you won't fail your squats. He then got really defensive, saying he was just trying to help, then called me a bitch. Honestly, I'm not sure if I overreacted, but I'm still kind of pissed off, so maybe that's clouding my judgment. Am I the asshole? That is oh hell yeah. That was good. That was good shit. If he comments on your breasts, his are fair game. What the fuck are you? What are you? Why is this puddle of milk following me after I fucked the pussy snake?